Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode, and it is the time of the month where we have our obligatory local diecast meet haul. Lucky enough to have a local club. If you're not familiar with basically one episode a month is what I pick up from that. Anyway, really cool. The turnout wasn't that great this particular one, mainly because it's the weekend in between, Christmas and New Year's. So a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on. But regardless of that, was able to pick up some really cool stuff, and I am going to share it with you. First of all, this guy, my buddy John, just hooked me up with one of these. And the only reason why he hooked me up with it really is because I gave him a ton of card backs. I open everything. He's a card collector, doesn't want to open anything. So I gave him a ton of card backs so he'd be able to basically do like 3 mail-ins, not just for this one, but also for the, which one was this? I don't recall. I think this was the Kroger one maybe. So there was a Kroger one and what was the other one? GameStop, I think. All right, so anyway, I gave him enough card backs to go ahead and mail in for both of those, and he hooked me up with one of these Dodges. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that in the second scene of the video. It's a really cool casting. It's got an opening hood. It's just a casting that I don't think has been released too often. I think it mainly was put out actually in like the Hotwheels 100% line. I could be wrong about that, but we'll go ahead and take a look at that regardless. And then at the meet, my buddy Suresh has picked up a bunch of Auto World for me, and he brought that to the meet. So I got these 2 cars. This one I already had, but great to have an extra because it's an awesome release of this Mercury Comet Cyclone GT. So these both are from 2019 release 3. They're both the version B car. And then this one I was actually missing. I did not have it. When I got my sealed cases of this release, I got an ultra red of this car, which is fantastic, but I did not have the regular release. So now I've got the regular release. So thank you, Suresh, for picking those 2 up. And then he also came across a case of Auto World 2019 release 4, the last release for 2019. And I had him pick me up some cars. So he picked me up these, which is fantastic. Yes, I'm going to hoard this casting. I want to maybe do some base swaps. I want to mess with them a bit. I just, it's fun to do with this casting. And then he picked me up these 3 as well. This release is just fantastic. So these are duplicates, but for me, but please don't ask me if they're for trade. The release is just out, and you guys know, like, if there's one thing that I do with that I hoard, it's Auto World. So I don't mind having carded and loose examples of cars. My way of justifying that basically is that, I probably will take these cars out and try to take pictures of them and stuff like that. I just want to be able to take them out with confidence. And if I mess one up or drop it on concrete or something weird, I have a backup. Okay, call me crazy, but Auto World's like my favorite brand, and just really cool to have extras of it. And maybe down the road, I'm going to be a treasure trove for somebody who is getting into Auto World and wants to go back and try to get older releases, and then, I'll have a bunch that possibly at that time I'll feel differently and I'll be able to part with them. So also this guy too. This is an Ultra Red of the olds. Pretty sweet. So he found this. I was able to just trade him. I traded him a loose Super Treasure Hunt for it that I had. He would have took pretty much anything. It's Suresh. He's the nicest guy in the world, and he doesn't collect Auto World. But so fantastic that he found this Ultra Red, and I was able to get that off of him. Funny story though, I also have a loose one of these coming from Zach Mansur. So he's hooking me up with a loose one of these Ultra Reds, and I've got this carded one. So I'm gonna have 2. Maybe I'll trade this. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna keep it though, just to be frank about it. All right. So next is some of this other stuff. Now, as I'm looking at this, I think I got everything from this one seller. I didn't even really realize it until now, but I got a pile of stuff, and I just kept going back to the same guy because he was giving out just sweet deals. I ended up picking up both of these. So these were Kmart mail-ins from 2012. So the custom 56 Volkswagen drag Beetle. It's kind of a neat casting. The reason why I'm interested in it is it's one of those castings from Hot Wheels that just hasn't been used very much, and yet is pretty cool. So I like those Hot Wheels castings that they didn't really release a ton of variations of, and they're just harder to come by. Not necessarily harder to come by. You can find the variations that are out, but they just haven't released a ton of them. So I don't know, kind of a cool piece. So I got that, and then also got this guy here, the Dodge A100. This one I needed. I'm a van collector. Shout out to that van guy. So I saw this. The price was ridiculously good on them, and I went ahead and picked them up. So that's fantastic to finally check this one off the list. I think there's only one of these now that I'm missing. It's some convention piece, I think. Oh, that one and the double bubble one. Which the double bubble one is expensive, but I've kind of put off ever getting it because it's double bubble and I don't really care about the livery. But this is pretty cool. So got both of those. We will open up this one. We're not gonna. I don't know what we're gonna have to open up here. This is gonna be kind of interesting what I choose to open up. The other thing I picked up was this one. I actually thought I might have needed this van, but I don't. I already have it. So I have the Swedish Chef Super Van. I collect the Super Van casting, so I had to pick this one up because I thought I needed it, but it turns out when I got home, I already have it. So this will end up, I'll probably just end up reselling it at another meet, or I'll have it for trade for somebody that needs it. Who knows? So there's that. I did also pick up a few things for Diecast from some sellers. I don't have it out here, but I picked up a few green machines for him. I just messaged him on Instagram, and we were able to work a PayPal thing out. So worked out great. Picked up a few things for him. And then I wasn't able to message him about this one, but I picked up this for him too if he ends up needing it. So I'll find out if he needs it or not. If he doesn't need it, I'm just going to keep it. It's a 2015 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. That is a 2015 trade show coming soon. I don't really know what it's all about, but this is Jeep. I don't really collect this Jeep casting, but I know that he's a fan of it, so I just snagged it. It was only a few dollars, so I had to grab it. All right, and then we've got some Hot Ones vehicles. I love the Hot Ones series. The cars that are cool in that series are just really neat looking. I love the retro styling of these cars. So I picked up this one, the Chevy Monza. This is another car that has been, or casting that's been released very few times. So I picked this one up. We'll probably open all these in the second segment. So this cool Chevy Monza, dig it. This awesome Porsche 917, very cool, in red. We'll open that up, so we'll take a look at that. And then this other Porsche 917 in yellow. So same casting, pretty cool. I think the Porsche 917, I think it is similar to the old Redline casting. Dare I say that? I don't really know for sure. But it's cool. That Hot Ones series, like I said, just cool retro looks to the vehicles, and just pretty cool. All right, so there's that. And then I picked up two Boulevard cars that I thought were cool. And both of these are, I think, really neat. The 52 Hudson Hornet. I don't know if there's a better looking Hudson Hornet that's ever been out for Hot Wheels. I don't think so. I think this is the best. The Boulevard series had some really cool castings in it. This is one of them. It's another one that you don't see too often. This did get a Super Treasure Hunt, this casting, but this one has a metal base, not the plastic base. I think it's the same casting. Could be wrong on that too. But anyway, very, very cool car. We'll open that up too. We're going to open up some cool stuff. And then this one, the 78 Ford Mustang II. And I'm not entirely sure, but this may be the only release of this. Someone will be quick to tell me in the comments of the video, I'm sure. But I think this is the only release of this casting. It's a copyright date of 2011, so it makes sense that it would be, this would be the debut of it anyway. I don't think we've ever seen it since. It's cool though. I love the colors on it. I think it looks awesome. So I'm glad to add that to the collection. And then we got, let's see here, picked up 3 Cars of the Decades models. I'm not sure which ones of these will actually open. These might end up in 10 Car Tuesday, but I got the Lamborghini Murcielago LP 670-4 Surveillance. This one right here. Cool car. Very cool. So I'm digging that. Then I got the 92 Ford Mustang, Fox body Mustang. Somewhat of a popular casting in the 90s. And then this one's really cool. This McLaren F1 GTR. Those are pretty awesome. All right, and then we've got some mainline vehicles. I think these are all mainlines. Scooped up 3 Lambos. We got the Aventador in silver. We've got the Revington Roadster in yellow. And the Revington in orange. I don't think I had any of these 3. It's tough to tell because I don't have like a spreadsheet or anything of these ones, so these ones are always not really sure if I got them, not really sure if I don't, but honestly, he was selling these mainline cars 2 for $1. That's pretty good. So I got all these mainline cars were 2 for $1. Let's see here. Then we got a couple GTOs. So Pontiac GTO Judge in yellow. This is from 2010. That's pretty cool. Got the 67 Pontiac GTO from 2010 in orange with faster than ever wheels. Pretty cool. And then this Saline S7 at 2 for $1 on these cars. Yeah, pretty cool. This Ford GT LM. I actually needed this. I didn't have it in this kind of satin blue. So that was a cool score for 50 cents. I mean, come on. So at these being 2 for $1, I don't really want to tell you what I paid for the other cars, but like these ones, like the Cars of the Decades and stuff like that, because I really couldn't even break it down by car for you because he kind of gave me like a bundle deal. But they were cheap. And then this right here, Toyota Supra. He had a lot of other cool stuff. A lot of other members of the club or whatever got a bunch of really cool stuff off of him. He was really kind of blowing it out and just fantastic. So this Supra, I did not have it. This 2013 one. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's got the Fast and Furious licensing and 50 cents. All right, so that's going to be it for this half of the video. Let's go ahead and flip it around. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. We're going to open up some of it and just talk a little bit more, and that'll be it for this week. So again, hope you guys had a great holiday. I really got to figure out the lighting in this room. It's bothersome. But anyway, hope you guys had a great holiday. Hope you have a happy new year. This is the last weekly video for 2019. And yep, we will carry on in 2020 without skipping a beat. So I got some really cool stuff coming. I actually have a pile of stuff sitting to my left right here that I could have included in this video, but decided not to because usually I like to keep this cut and dry, just the meat stuff. So yeah, I got more stuff to show. All right, thank you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stuff loose. Okay, so we're just gonna take a look at a couple items. We're gonna start with this right here, this Dodge 330 mail-in car. The nice orange and blue color on these mail-ins for 2019 is pretty cool. I didn't really get, this is the only one I got though. I should have got probably a Fox body Mustang. I think that's the one I regret missing out on. I think that one would have been cool to pick up, but I didn't grab it, and I kind of regret not grabbing it, but that's okay. Down the road, I'll probably end up picking it up at some point, if I still am interested in it. But this thing was cool. I didn't really intend on, I wasn't sure if I was going to get this one either, but pretty cool to have it. So, fairly neat. All right, let's go ahead and open it up. So I think this is a really good choice for a mail-in casting. Mainly because, like I said, I don't think it's been used all that often. I didn't look it up to confirm that theory, but my guess is it hasn't been used. The hood doesn't open all that well. At least on my model it doesn't. There's quite a bit of gap right here. I don't know if that's normal for this casting or not, but it doesn't really... I'm forcing it here, which makes me a little bit nervous, but there we go. We got that open. Just look at the cast motor inside of there. Holy... Still snaps shut. That's good. Quite a bit of a gap right there. That's unfortunate. But it does look pretty cool. In this Spectraflame orange, it's Spectraflame over a non-polished casting, so you can kind of see the raw imperfections in the metal behind the paint, which actually I think looks really, really good. The graphics on it are sharp. They're not dot matrixy like a lot of the graphics are on modern full deco Hot Wheels. There we go. That thing snaps shut. You get headlights up front. You get taillights and some detail on the back, which looks good. Looks pretty good. And of course you get this Hot Wheels deco, which is what these mail-ins have. The deck was not quite flawless. It's got a little bit of an issue right there. It's not perfect, but these really rarely are. So, yeah. That's kind of neat. I'm happy with it. I didn't have to really pay anything for it, so that's pretty awesome. I just had to give him card backs, which I will gladly sacrifice. I save all of them, you know, because I know someone down the line is going to need them, so... yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, so there's that. The next thing we're going to look at, we're probably going to look at 5 more cars here. We're going to take a look at these Boulevards. Let's start with this one right here, 78 Ford Mustang II. I know these Boulevards are relatively old news because they're from 2011 or 2012. I was not collecting at that time, so I don't have a big collection of these cars. The castings they used were, I think, hit or miss. They didn't always have... the best castings, but I mean, here's a list of the stuff that was in this, and there's some pretty cool ones in here. The Double Demon, I think, is one of the fantasy models. Other than that, they look pretty good. The 09 Stingray concept, I'm not sure if that's great, but yeah, all these, I don't know. He had the Pack and Pacer. I was debating on grabbing that one. I have the Buick Grand National. Anyway, pretty cool. Underdogs. And of course the Boulevard series is getting a reprisal in car culture, which is interesting. Or got a reprisal. It's already out, obviously. Alright, so here, this is cool casting. I don't know. Again, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the only time this has ever been released. I don't know. I think it's cool. So the Boulevards were kind of one of those semi-premium series where you didn't really get... I mean, they're premium in the fact that they're metal body, metal base, rubber tires. They got real rider tires. They aren't necessarily all full deco. As you see, this one does not have headlights, although it does have tampos on both sides, top, and then it did get taillights, but no headlights. So it wouldn't be considered a full deco car. But the graphics, of course, are sharp on it. They're not dot matrixy. It's the older way, I guess, of doing these graphics on these cars. And I think this casting is just, I don't know, it's cool. It's cool, it's unique. I think I got this for a really good price, and yeah, I'm digging it. That's a cool Hot Wheels. Just a little different, right? And then this one is 52 Hudson Hornet. We can look at the back of this car too, because it's going to have different cars on it. So A-OK, wouldn't be interested in that one. It's not a bad casting, but whatever. Fangula, definitely not interested in that. Tucker Torpedo would be cool. Classic Packard might be all right. Camaro Concert and the Ford GTX-1. I don't know if I'd really be into those, but there you go. Here is the Hudson Hornet. Free the piece on that one. So, pretty cool. You got some weird like dirt or what have you on the roof of this car. It's rubbing off. So I'll go at that with a microfiber cloth when I'm done filming the video. You get headlights on this one, so you get some front detail. You get some side detail as well. Looks good. I love these wheels on these older cars. I think they look great. It's a good real rider. I don't think that wheel is used very often. I actually quite like it. And then you do, I guess this would be considered a top tampo detail, because you don't get any tail lights in the back. But yeah, metal on metal. This casting actually, I think, may have debuted in this lineup as well. I think a lot of castings, I think they debuted a lot of castings in Boulevard series. I could be wrong again, but I think they did. And I think this is one of the ones that debuted either in this series or at the same time as the series coming out in a different series. I'm pretty sure there's like an RLC release of this casting as well. It's like a chrome yellow or gold or whatever. But this is a really cool Hot Wheels car. I just think it looks awesome. So I was definitely glad to have this one. Something I wasn't necessarily looking for, but when I saw it, I was like, that's really nice. I should pick that up. And I did. So there is that guy. Next, we're going to look at the Hot Ones. Let's start with this right here. This 1976 Chevy Monza. Pretty cool. The Hot Ones series, like I said, was another interesting series. They did have quite a few fantasy castings in the series. We can look at the back of the card here just to see what else was available. 80s Corvette, Long Gone. Those are both pretty cool. Largenin Charger actually is pretty cool too. That's a cool Charger casting. Hopper, and the Chevy Monza. So this is kind of a neat series, semi-premium series again, where you've got pretty decent graphics going on here. These ones all sported metal bases, and they all had plastic tires. These also had chases too. I don't know if it was in all the years the Hot Ones were, but they did have chases that said Hot Ones on the tires. But I don't care. I like them because they look like old black wall cars, and I love that style of Hot Wheels. And again, this Monza, although it was recently released in car culture, I don't think it's been out very much. In fact, it may have only been out twice. I don't know for sure. Those are the only two I know of. I don't know. It's an oddball casting, but I think it looks really cool, and I'm glad to check it off my list and have it in the collection of Hot Wheels. I think that's cool. Okay, so there is that one, and then the other two castings we've got are the same cars. We'll do the red one first, this Porsche 917, and we'll take a look at the back of the card, why not? So the Volkswagen Beetle, I've got that one. Stingrad Roll Patrol, don't care about, like Stingrad, that's an awful casting. Shadowjet, Monte Carlo SS is cool, I think I have it. Montezuma, I don't care about. The Countach is cool. Do I need the Countach? I might actually still need this Countach. Chevy Camino, Sunagon, Pontiac Grand Prix. I don't think I have I'd like the Pontiac Grand Prix, I think. I don't have that one either. But here you go, Porsche 917 in red. Again, metal base, metal body. A lot of these hot ones too are remakes of older toolings, and I think this might have been like a remake of the original Redline 917. Very robust casting. Nice looking graphics on it. Blackwall wheels, or Blackwall inspired wheels, and cast motor in there, a moving part. And this little car actually has a lot of weight to it. Very cool. Alright, so there's that, and then the same casting. This guy right here, Porsche 917 in yellow. It's got kind of a ketchup mustard thing going on, which I'm always not a fan of, but whatever. It's a Porsche. I collect Porsches. This one must have been released at a different time. It's got different Ford GT40, Porsche 917. I don't know if I've got the Ford GT40 in this one either. Gosh, I'm going to look into that. BMW M1. I know I don't have that one. That would be cool to have. Ugh, Stinger out again. And 29 Ford. All right, let's go ahead and pop this one open. A lot of these cars too have these little plastic inserts along the back of the car to kind of protect it from tampo rub, which is cool too. So again, the tampos and the graphics look quality. It's got like the old Hot Ones inspired wheels. Again, same opening part in the back, of course. This one's got a yellow tinted windscreen, which I guess looks okay with this yellow car. I mean, I will admit, this is kind of ugly, isn't it? That color combo. A little barfy, but it does, I mean, it looks retro, so that's cool. But I like, this one looks a lot better, I think. Still, you got red and yellow, but it just looks a lot better, in my opinion, which is just my opinion. So there you go. That's it. So we didn't really look too much on the second half of the video. I will open all the other stuff up eventually. I got to double check a couple things to see if I actually do have them or not. And because if I do have them, I'm obviously not going to open it up. I don't need two loose cars. But I would say of the video of the loose cars that we opened up, this one's actually probably my favorite. This one's probably my second. This is probably my third. So a lot of Hot Wheels in this video, which is not always the case. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much. If you're watching this video before the beginning of 2020, remember, if MassCar display cases, if you guys want to get some display cases for your loose cars, or your cart cars, go to MassCar Displays, use my promo code Champion20. It will get you 20% off your entire order, which could be a nice little chunk of change off. So I definitely recommend you get your orders in before the 1st of January, when that offer shall expire. You still will be able to use a promo code for 10% off, but it's much nicer to have 20% off than 10% off. So Champion20. Go ahead and do that if you want to buy some displays. It'd be good for you and good for me, and yeah, everybody wins. So thank you guys very much for watching. Again, thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Have yourself an excellent week.